Hey guys, how you doing? So it's Mr. Santiago. So today I'm going to talk about the solar light box and the different designs that you guys can possibly come up with. I've seen some incredible ones already, so keep going. And if you do finish them, make sure to share them with me so that I can print them. So some of the designs that I created was this one, right? So I showed this to some of you guys here. My toggle switch fits in there. My battery pack, all the wiring's inside, and my solar cell is here, and my two lights. Another design that I have, I came up with was your solar lights that people use for walkways. So I thought, why not try to create a flower pattern, have the lights come through, and attach my solar panel and my battery pack underneath. So as you can see, I gotta kind of redesign it a little bit better and make this base a little bit bigger, okay, just to give it some more room. And then for my solar cell, I'm gonna put another incline here to attach to there. But for the most part, it's pretty cool. Okay, so what I'm gonna cover with you guys today is assembling. Okay, so in your groups of two, you're going to get one kit of parts. Okay, so you're all gonna work on it, and based on those two groups, I will probably print out one solar light box. If both boxes are done, if I can have time, I'll print out the second one. But I will have some of these available for us to assemble so we understand what we're doing. So this is our basic template. In your kit of parts, it comes in a baggie. Okay, it's gonna look like this. Okay, so you will get your bag full of parts. I've already taken my parts out. So you get a toggle switch, your battery pack, your three rechargeable batteries, your three electric caps. Okay, that's for the wiring and grouping the wires together, your solar cell, and your two lights. Okay, so part of assembly. So one of the first things that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my toggle switch in and assemble it and get it tight to the actual hole here. All right, so they have these washers here to help keep it tight, all right, and to group them. So I'm gonna put my on and off switch label, which is with the toggle switch when you open it. So I unscrewed them, unscrewed it off, took it off, so that way I can do this and mount it. So this is the mounting part of that, okay? So this washer part, I'm screwing on, and I wanna make sure that it's tight, okay? Reason being, because I don't want it to move when you're turning it on and off, okay? So make sure you get that tight. If you need pliers, you can grab pliers. So I'm just gonna take these wires out now. The next thing is, I'm just gonna get my battery pack in there, just so the base is on the floor, and I'm just gonna make sure I take my wires out. One thing you wanna do when you're assembling these is make sure that the battery pack is always on, okay? So leave that on. So I'm gonna put my battery pack in. Let's see if it fits. Looks like it's gonna be a snug fit here. So, maybe might have to put my battery. Yeah, so I'm gonna unloosen this because it looks like the battery pack is gonna want to go in first, just to be a little bit snug. So I'm gonna throw the battery pack in, and then I'm gonna take my toggle switch and mount it on. Take my toggle switch, throw it on there, and again, this is part of your R&D, your research and development, right? You know, we're always going back to the drawing board and trying to figure out how we can make our designs better, right? So as you can see, I had two designs here. All right, I had this one, that was my first one, and then I made my flower one, right? So we're always trying to make our designs better. And when we feel like we're ready to test it, then we're ready to print. But again, we want it to work effectively, right? We want it to be functional and work effectively. So now I turn this on. Okay, so that's good. My wires are out. Now I'm gonna get my lights in. So with the lights, if you don't make the holes the correct sizing, your lights aren't gonna fit in from the inside. So I wouldn't be able to push these through the hole. So I can't push those through the hole. It's not big enough. I could possibly drill it out, but for time purposes, I'm just gonna sneak my wires through the hole. So sneak my wires through the hole, and then I'm gonna pull this through. So you see my lights will sit out like that. So do the same thing for the other side. The only reason I don't like the way they sit is because it's gonna be a little loose, right? The lights will be a little loose here on that opening. I'm gonna try my best to make sure that they don't go back out. All right, so my solar panel goes on the top. So now you're like, oh, look at this mess of wires, right? It's a little bit intimidating, but as long as you know which wires go with which, you'll be fine. So the first thing I'm gonna do is all my black wires. It's the easiest because they all go together. So you take all the wires, right, to that metal part, even my solar panel, and take the solar panel one. So that's 3 so far, and then my 4th one is here. And what you're gonna do is you're going to wrap all the wires together. And what that does is it allows me to put one of these electric caps on and group the wires. And that's gonna give us a good connection. All right. The next 3 wires, so now there's 6 red wires left. Okay, so your first 3 wires are going to be with the light, so just double check and make sure you grab the 2 wires for the lights. Okay, and then the next wire that you want is one from the toggle switch. So the toggle switch has 2 red wires, so I'm going to grab one of those wires, and I'm going to twist all of these together. And then you take your electric cap and you group them. Very simple. And then I do my last 3 wires. So one from the solar panel, solar cell, another one from the toggle switch. Okay, and the last one is from the battery pack, right? Because you need power going in and out. Okay, so very important. So I'm gonna bring these all together, and then I'm gonna cap them. So I have to bend this. So those are all together. Now if I toggle on, it goes on. So I know I did a good job. So now I push all my wires in, and then your solar panel is going to sit on the top. And in this design, they make it so it's supposed to slide in. So with 3D printing, sometimes things don't work or print the way they're supposed to print. So, you know, they don't function the way it's supposed to function. So I'm just gonna kind of open this up a little bit more and kind of force this in there and see if I can get it to go on without breaking. I don't want to break this design. But again, you're working with 3D printer, so sometimes it just doesn't print the way you have it on the drawing, right? Because the plastic is always melting. But there you go. So here you have it. I put my design together. I got my 2 lights here and my on and off. And that's it for putting or assembling your solar light box. So good luck. keep designing and have fun.